other words, now you're paying for somebody else to protect you. How you become a tributary now. Go ahead and read on.
She weepeth sore in the night, and her tears are all on her cheeks.
Go ahead and read.
Among all her lovers, she have none to comfort her.
And then among all them lovers that you had, Israel, you ain't got nobody that comfort you now. Go ahead and read.
All her friends have dealt treacherously with her. They are become her enemies.
Go ahead.
Judah is gone into captivity.
But it says Judah is gone into captivity. Well, the 10 tribes, they had long been gone.
Yeah.
But now Judah have gone into captivity. Go ahead and read on.
Because of affliction and because of great servitude.
Go ahead.
She dwelleth among the heathen.
She dwelleth among the nations now. Go ahead and read.
She findeth no rest. All her persecutors overtook her between the straits.
Go ahead.
The ways of Zion do mourn because none come to the solemn feast.
Well, ain't nobody there. The ways of, what's Zion? Jerusalem. The ways of Zion do mourn because none don't come to. Well, ain't nobody there. Everybody been taken out. Because they want to read this and tell you that this means that we ain't supposed to keep the feast no more. They ain't what this about. That's why I read you all that other stuff first. Israel would get kicked out. Nebuchadnezzar would come down there and burn the city up. Ain't nobody left there. Ain't nobody there to keep the feast. That's what he's telling you here. Go ahead, keep reading.
Middle of 4.
Read it.
All her gates are desolate. Her priests sigh. Her virgins are afflicted, and she is in bitterness. Her adversaries are the...
Wait a minute, read that verse again. Start at verse 4. Read it again.
The ways of Zion do mourn.
Go ahead.
Because none come to the solemn feast.
None don't come to her solemn feast because ain't nobody there. Go ahead and read on.
All her gates are desolate. Her priests sigh.
Go ahead.
Her virgins are afflicted.
Go ahead.
And she is in bitterness. Her adversaries are the chief. Her enemies prosper. For the Lord have afflicted her for the multitude of her transgressions.
See what the Lord say he did? The reason he did this to them is because of the multitude of their well, we read what they were doing in the land. Right. And he said, because of the multitude of their transgressions. This is why I've done what I've done to them. Go ahead and read on.
Her children are gone into captivity before the enemy.
Go ahead and read.
And from the daughter of Zion, all her beauty is departed. Her princes are become like harts that find no pasture.
Go ahead.
And they are gone without strength before the pursuer.
Go ahead.
Jerusalem remembered in the days of her affliction and of her miseries all her pleasant things that she had in the days of old, when her people fell into the hand of the enemy.
So she remembered that all the good stuff that she had when her people fell in. Well, when you're in trouble, you always go back and remember, man, when things was well with me. And then it's I should have, or I shouldn't have. But now he said, but they remember when things was well with them. They remembered the days of old. Go ahead and read on.
When her people fell into the hand of the enemy,
go ahead,
and none did help her. The adversary saw and did mock at her Sabbath.
And then he said, the adversary, they looked at her, and then they mocked at her Sabbath. They made fun of her. Go on into chapter 2 and began reading at verse 1. Go ahead and read.
However, the Lord covered the daughter of Zion with a cloud in his anger, and cast down from heaven unto the earth the beauty of Israel.
Go ahead.
And remembered not his footstool in the day of his anger.
Go ahead and read.
The Lord hath swallowed up all the habitations of Jacob, and have not pity. He hath thrown down in his wrath the strongholds of the daughter of Judah. So
the Lord say, he was thrown down, he ain't showed no pity. And he was thrown down the strongholds of Judah. Go ahead and read.
He hath brought them down to the ground. He hath polluted the kingdom and the princes thereof.
And he hath even brought them down to the ground. Go ahead and read on.
He hath cut off in his fierce anger all the horn of Israel. He hath drawn back his right hand from before the enemy, and he burned against Jacob like a flaming fire.
Now he drew back his right hand from before it, because the Lord used to protect Israel all the time. But he just drew his hand back from before the enemy. Let Nebuchadnezzar come on down here and do what you're going to do to him. So he done just removed his right hand before the enemy. All of this the Lord have done because of what Israel did. Go ahead and read on.
Which devoureth round about.
Go ahead.
He hath bent his bow like an enemy. He stood with his right hand as an adversary.
See what the Lord have done? He bent his bow like he was an enemy. Right. And he stood with his right hand even as an adversary unto them. Go ahead, read.
And slew all that were pleasant to the eye in the tabernacle of the daughter of Zion.
Go ahead and read.
He poured out his fury like fire. The Lord was as an enemy. He hath swallowed up Israel. He hath swallowed up all her palaces. He hath destroyed his strongholds, and have increased in the door of Judah mourning and lamentation.
Go ahead.
And he have violently taken away his tabernacle, as if it were of a garden.
Now he have violently, he said, taken away his tabernacle, even as if it wasn't a god. Go ahead and read on.
He have destroyed his places of the assembly, and the Lord have caused the solemn feasts and Sabbaths to be forgotten.
See what the Lord did? He destroyed the place of the assembly. And he have caused it to be forgotten. In Zion, people. This ain't talking about today.
Right.
That meaning that you don't have to keep them anymore. But he destroyed them in Zion. And he have caused them to be forgotten. They're not being kept in Zion because wasn't nobody there. He took everybody out. But the Lord said forever throughout your generation and all of your dwellings, people. This don't mean that you don't have to keep these days anymore. It means just what it says in Zion when the Lord took everybody out. And they wasn't keeping the feast days anymore in Zion because there was nobody there. Go ahead, keep reading.
End of 6. And have despised in the indignation of his anger the king and the priests.
Go ahead.
The Lord have cast off his altar. He have abhorred his sanctuary. He have given up into the hand of the enemy the walls of her palaces.
Go ahead.
They have made a noise in the house of the Lord as in the day of a solemn feast.
Go ahead and read.
The Lord hath proposed to destroy the wall of the daughter of Zion. He have stretched out a line. He have not withdrawn his hand from destroying. Therefore he made the rampart and the wall to lament. They languished together. And
said the Lord didn't even stop his hand from destroying. He destroyed them all. If you go and read about the destruction, he destroyed them all. And he took out young, old, him that's stupid with age, male, female, took them all out. Go ahead, keep reading.
Her gates are sunk into the ground.
See what it said? Her gates are even sunk into the ground. Because he had Nebuchadnezzar completely level Jerusalem and take everybody out. Go ahead, read on.
He have destroyed and broken her bars. Her kings and her princes are among the Gentiles.
Go ahead.
The law is no more. Her prophets also find no vision from the Lord.
Now he said, the law is no more. That was in Zion because wasn't nobody there anymore. So that's what the Lord is talking about. He ain't telling you, this ain't telling you that you ain't got to keep these days anymore. It's just going on, telling you about what was going on at that time when the Lord had Nebuchadnezzar to come down and destroy Jerusalem and take Israel out. But nevertheless, people will use this. Let's go now. This was, let's go to Ezra. Chapter 3. And we began reading at verse 1. This is when Israel went back to the land. That was what we read was about when the Lord took Israel out, when he had Nebuchadnezzar to come and take them out, even down into Babylon for 70 years. And after the 70 years, as it is written in Jeremiah, Israel would return to the land. And when they returned, I'm going to show you what they did. Ezra chapter 3. And we began reading at verse 1. Ezra 3. And we're going to pick it up at verse 1. 3 and 1. 3 and 1. Okay. Okay. Here we go. All right. Here we are. 3 and 1. Okay, go ahead and read. Now this is when Israel went back to the land. You know, the Lord did what he did to them. Tore up the city, had the people taken out. They wasn't doing the high days anymore in the land because wasn't nobody there in the land anymore. But now, when they went back, this is what they did. Start reading at Ezra chapter 3 and began reading at verse 1. 3 and 1. Go ahead and read.
And when the 7th month was come.
Now this was another generation here. The Lord said, in all of your dwellings, in all of your generations, these things were to be done. Those high days that he gave, they were to be done. This is another generation. Looked at Jeremiah's generation, David's generation, Solomon's generation. Israel was doing them during Jeremiah's generation. But then after they messed up, Lord had them taken out. Had the city torn up and wasn't nobody there to do them anymore. But Solomon's generation, they did it. David's generation, they did it. Now they are back in the land. This is Ezra and Nehemiah's generation. Show you what they did. Go ahead, start reading at chapter 3 and began at verse 1. Go ahead and read, brother.
And when the 7th month was come, and the children of Israel were in the cities, the people gathered themselves together as one man for Jerusalem.
Go ahead.
Then stood up Jeshua the son of Josadak and his brethren the priests, and Zerubbabel the son of Shealtiel and his brethren, and builded the altar of the God of Israel.
Well, they were back and they were rebuilding. And then this was in the 7th month. Came the children of Israel. And in the 7th month, really, you had 3 of these high days that you were supposed to keep. You had the blowing of the trumpets, you had the Day of Atonement, and you had the Feast of the Tabernacles. Go ahead and read.
To offer burnt offerings thereon.
Go ahead.
As it is written in the law of Moses, the man of God.
Go ahead and read.
And they set the altar upon his bases, and fulfilled upon them because of the people of those countries. And they offered burnt offerings thereon unto the Lord, even burnt offerings morning and evening. They kept also the Feast of Tabernacles.
And then they kept the also the Feast of the Tabernacles. First day of the 7th month, that was the blowing of the trumpet. Well, then a few days after that, you had the Day of Atonement. Now you come all the way down to the tabernacle. So they were doing this thing again as they were told to do it in the commandment that the Lord gave the people by the mouth of Moses. So it was to be done, and they did it, people. Even though there were times that they didn't do it right, so it didn't mean a whole lot. That's why the Lord called it vain oblations, because they were not doing the things that God said for them to do. However, they were still keeping these things. But now after what they had gone through, now they ready to try to do it right again. Well, for the most part, I'll put it that way. Because once they got back in the land, guess what? They started breaking the Sabbath day all over. That's why Nehemiah had to jump. So that last doing what they had been doing, they got them in trouble. Go ahead and read.
They kept also the Feast of Tabernacles, as it is written, and offered the daily burnt offerings by number.
Go ahead.
According to the custom as the duty of every day required.
Go ahead and read.
And afterwards, offered the continual burnt offering, both of the new moons and of all the set feasts of the Lord that
See what they did? They offered everything according to the new moons and of the set feasts. Because it was supposed to be done, people. And they went back and they started doing that. It's another generation. They were still doing it. According to the new moon, every month, in other words, certain things you had to do. And according to the set feast, certain things you had to do. With the exception of the new convocation. And then the priest had to make certain offerings. So they, which is not long. Let's go now to Nehemiah chapter 8. And we'll begin reading at verse 1. But everybody wants to try and throw these days away. I had even talked to some Israelites that have tried to throw them away. And how you going to throw them away? It was for everybody, but
departed from Athens and came to Corinth and found a certain